All right. Hey guys. So I am still having problems with my webcam. But if you can hear me, please drop a comment just so I know that you guys can hear what I'm saying. Okay, so let's just start with whatever you guys want to talk about first. First of all, I think what bothers me the most about this episode is, yeah, hey guys, I see all your comments coming in right now. I think what bothers me the most is how Marlene is trying to explain her plot holes on Twitter. And some of it is actually a little insulting because it just makes absolutely no sense. And I don't understand how she thinks we're going to buy this. Now, in case you guys don't know what she was saying, basically, the Marion timeline in this episode made no sense because there's no way that Marion could have died when Cece was as young as she was in that flashback, like 10, 11, 12, however old she was supposed to be. Because we saw a flashback in 401 with Toby and Allison and Toby's mother, and Toby and Allison were clearly teenagers. So Marlene goes on Twitter, and she says that in that flashback in 401, Toby and Allison were not supposed to be teenagers. They were supposed to be children, but she just wanted Keegan and Sasha to play them because it was an interpretive memory, as she called it. So let's just assume for a second that that was the truth. That would mean that Wilden, because we've established Wilden's about the same age as Cece, was a child cop, which makes no sense. And also in the Halloween episode in season 2, which takes place in 2008, Toby tells Emily that his mother died a year ago last week. So Marlene's timeline makes no sense. So I just really don't get why they couldn't just, get the timeline straight. And didn't one of it was like a writer or a producer or a director or something say on Twitter, the timeline means nothing to me? Did anyone see that? Because I remember seeing that somewhere. Does anyone know who that was? If you guys want to type comments, I can see your comments coming in. So feel free to add. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. All right, so Melissa, is it Melissa? Exactly. Yeah, hi guys. And Daniel is like, yeah, that annoyed you too. So, and I don't understand why she, because when I write stuff too. And Blue Ocean Acrobat, yes, by the moving truck, and they were like 14. Yes, I think Toby would have been in 9th grade. Norman Buckley made a comment, but he doesn't care about the timeline. Right. Okay, so they picked a character out of a hat. Says, I have no idea how to say your name. I'm sorry. And Sarah Schneider added, plus Allison said to Toby, I know you want to kiss me in that flashback scene. Allie wouldn't say that if she was supposed to be 5 years old. Right. I don't think Allison was seducing boys when she was in kindergarten. And I just think that's totally unrealistic and just it does not make any sense for them to have been children in that flashback. And it goes against things we were told on the show. So, like I was saying, I write things, and the first thing they tell you when you take creative writing class or anything is that you have to know everything about your characters, even the little details that are never going to make it into the show or the book or whatever. Like, you have to know everything about them. So to just be so lazy with the timeline really bothers me. And how Marlene is just making up excuses, which clearly don't make sense, that also bothers me. Like, she can't admit that she was wrong. And that really bugs me a lot. And it just doesn't really make any sense. And, you know, we've seen little Allison in flashbacks before. So, like, you know, why couldn't they have just casted that girl who plays little Allison and a young Toby, and then Marion could have just called him Toby, and Toby could have called her Allison. We all would have gotten it. I mean, we're not dumb. All right, Melissa says, I'm a writer as well, and the thing about this that makes me cringe is how they approach the actress who plays Cece Joy to tell her she is A. I thought I read that she said she found out like the day before reading her script, and I don't know. I thought that like they would tell her differently. Isn't that what she said? I think I read that on, what was it, like Entertainment Tonight? Okay, and Daniel says, like, the thing that annoyed me the most, she had the audacity to say people who disliked the finale were transphobic. I didn't see that at all, but that's really annoying. And if she said that, I would be very upset, because I think that's not it at all. There's actually a lot of, not to say all of them feel this way, but I've seen several transgender people feel offended by this finale for a variety of reasons. So we can talk about that for a second. Well, personally, the problem I have with the transgender thing is kind of, I feel like, how do I explain this? They sort of used it for shock value almost, which I found a little offensive. Like, if you guys get what I'm saying. And, you know, some people are saying they don't like how, you know, they made the transgender person the big villain of this show, or also how they didn't really portray it accurately, because if Cece's Charles, like they said, then she was wearing a suit and dressing like a man in the dollhouse. I don't understand why she would do that if she was transgender. Like, according to her whole life, she's wanted to be a woman. Now she's finally gotten to be in her true body. So why would she dress like a man again? Doesn't make sense to me. All right, and go back to your comments. Melissa says, I remember Marlene released a tweet that said, A now knows they are A. I remember that too. Little things like that had given me red flags throughout this season. I need to go, I want to remember when she tweeted that, because didn't Vanessa say it was like June 7th she found out? Okay. Daniel, that was an interview with BuzzFeed. Okay, thank you. All right, and Blue Ocean Acrobat, the most was Cece's motive. It would have been so cool if the girls killed Bethany or something. Yes, I totally agree. That is the one really strong motive that I thought of when this whole Charles thing came. I thought, okay, well, maybe the girls killed Bethany or attacked her or whatever, and that was Charles's reason for going after them, because he was in love with Bethany or whatever. And Marlene always said that it wasn't the who that was important, it was the why. And but there really was no why. And the why was really just basically she thought the girls didn't miss Allison enough. So that's why she did all of this to them. And that really bugged me, because it was not justified at all. All right, I need to scroll back up because you guys typed a lot of comments. All right, Sarah says, I write PLL fanfiction, and sometimes I feel like I can come up with better storylines than Marlene can. The show just isn't that good anymore. I like my PLL stories better than the actual show. I actually really agree with you. I think if fans had written this episode, it would have made so much more sense, because we actually pay attention to all these little details, and we've been obsessing over this for years, while the finale felt like it wasn't thought through. And honestly, I feel like they would really benefit from having a fan in the writer's room telling them what to do and helping them stay accurate. And, I feel like I've read so many theories, watched so many theory videos, come up with better theories myself. And a lot of them were so much better than this actual finale because it just was full of holes, which Marlene claims were choices. Yeah, right. All right. And Suashini, I am so sorry. I am terrible at pronouncing names. How can a father, Mr. De Laurentiis, know that his 5-year-old son playing with dolls would be transgender at such a young age? Well, I think the thing is, Cece said that even when she was really little, she always wanted to wear dresses. And so I guess she told Mr. D that, and Mr. D just wanted her to snap out of it and just couldn't accept her. And he told, Mrs. D that they had to treat Charles, because she was Charles then, like a boy, and was just not accepting of her wanting to wear dresses. All right, and once upon a read, if Mona really did kill Bethany, Mona should have known from the beginning it was Bethany. She hit after she saw Allie, or after they found her body and she knew Allie was alive. Yes, you see, what doesn't make any sense to me about Mona hitting Bethany is, okay, let's say she hits Bethany and she thinks she just hit Allison. Then later that night she sees Allison and she just is going to go pick her up. Like, that doesn't make any sense, because if she truly believes that she just killed Allison or attempted to kill her, why would she pick up this person who may know that she attacked her? That doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, why did she help Allison when she thought that she just attacked Allison? Unless, like, I don't know, like, when did she find out this was Bethany? It's weird. And, like, she was just sitting with this information the entire time. Like, let me say, I really do like Mona. After this finale, though, I'm not sure if she can really be trusted. Just because, she killed Bethany and she's been sitting on this all these years. Like, some of the liars went to jail for killing Bethany. And, I just don't know if we can trust Mona now. I mean, granted, maybe we can trust her and the writers just don't care enough to come up with a good story. But I just feel like her behavior was weird with that whole thing. All right, Melissa says, I think the way PLL approached this choice and storyline was a huge disservice to the trans community. Yeah, a lot of them are really upset about it, and I can understand why. I'm not too excited about it either, and I wouldn't have gone that way personally. Blue Ocean Acrobat, Norman said the whole story was based around child abuse from his father. There was no abuse in that story at all, just neglect. Lame. All right, well, let me talk about this for a second. I do not think that Cece had any justifiable motives to go after these girls. Like, just because she thought they didn't care about Allison enough doesn't mean that she has permission to ruin their lives. And don't get me started how bothered I was when Allison was listing all these awful things Cece did to them, like, driving a car into Emily's house, or, locking Spencer and Aria in a freezer, or trying to saw Emily in half. And Cece's just like, yeah, well, they didn't die. Like, so it's okay. So in Cece's mind, it's okay to torture people as long as you don't kill them, which is very twisted. And look, I would have understood a little more if she was going after Mr. D for not, accepting her or caring about her or visiting her ever. Like, as someone on Tumblr said, I'd understand if the show was called Pretty Little Kenneth, but it's not. She didn't really do anything to Kenneth except for drug him at the end. It's not like she was going after him all these years. She was going after these girls simply because she didn't think they missed Allison enough. And when Marlene was saying all this time that the why was going to be the most important part, I'm very disappointed because I think her motive was not at all justifiable. All right, Eva says hi. Hi, Eva. And Samuel says, I think Cece used the name Charles in the dollhouse so the liars wouldn't expect it to be her. The name Charles only really led them to the grave until Mona and Leslie exposed that Charles escaped. Okay, well, I think what bothers me about the dollhouse most is that after that finale, Marlene said, okay, now it's confirmed. A is a guy. So we were all suspecting men, and then it ends up being Cece. So Marlene, purposely misled us because she came out and said, yeah, A is definitely a man. Well, no, Cece is female. She's a transgender woman. So none of us were thinking Cece because Marlene blatantly lied to us. And also about Leslie, I don't understand why she would say Charles and Bethany escaped the same night when by that point Charles was already Charlotte, aka Cece. So that kind of doesn't make sense to me. All right, Melissa says, this is just my opinion, but I have this strange feeling they decided to switch A to being a trans character to go down television history as the first show to have a trans protagonist. Because of the attention that trans issues has in Western media at the moment. Yeah, one of them, frankly, interviewer frankly asked Marlene, did you do this to get on the bandwagon? And Marlene claims, no, I was totally ahead of my time. But honestly, this finale was sloppy, and I'm not sure I believe that this has been her plans for all this time, because there's so many plot holes. And I mean, yeah, there were little suspicious things about Cece, but this story in particular doesn't make sense. It would have made much more sense if she was Redcoat. And I wouldn't even say it's a trans protagonist, it's a trans antagonist. And I just feel like it didn't make sense. And I would not be surprised if she changed her mind at the last minute, because I don't believe this was the plan for 3 years. Not when it was this sloppy. And Stephanie says, if it was about Kenneth D, she never tormented him until the end. The motive for tormenting the girls was just weak and not well thought out. Exactly. Like, I mean, I did feel bad for Cece at times because her past was very sad, but she had no reason to go after these girls. And what she did was not okay. She just messed with so many lives and just laughed about it and did it for fun. So I don't feel bad for her in that aspect. And I just don't think the motive was strong enough, especially when Marlene was promising this amazing motive. All right, Kristen says, I honestly think your theories of Bethany and Toby from a few months ago would have made an amazing story to tell on the show. Thank you. So for you guys who don't know, I had this theory that Bethany and Toby were twins, because if Bethany was live on the show, she'd be the same age as Toby. And we were promised a twin thing, which did not come out because everyone was saying someone's going to have a twin sister. And that didn't happen because Jason and Cece aren't twins. We established Cece's a little older. And so, I mean, yeah, there were so many theories that fans came up with, that I came up with, you guys came up with, that were so much better. And I just think I was disappointed. So, I mean, I would have loved my Toby Bethany twin theory too. I thought that would have been awesome and I would have been right. But I mean, I would have preferred a lot of different theories to this. I'm not saying it's the worst case scenario because it wasn't, but it was pretty bad. All right, I need to scroll up because you guys are typing so many things. All right, Emma says, Jason was probably the person who was most psychologically damaged by this, but we never even got the viewer satisfaction of a reaction from him in the finale because he was drugged. Oh my God, yes. Poor Jason. Like, this is the second sister that he's had a relationship with? And it's not like they kissed once. Cece led him on and made him fall in love with her and think about her in a romantic and sexual way, which is disgusting. Because even though Cece wasn't thinking about Jason that way, Jason had no idea, and Jason had feelings for her and wanted to be with her. And for Cece to just laugh about how she got Jason sexually frustrated was just disgusting. And I think that is really sick and really twisted and just so messed up. And honestly, I'm surprised that ABC failed to let them do an incest story. And honestly, I don't believe if they knew for 3 years, they would have done a Jason Cece romantic thing. Because, I mean, it's just disgusting. It's so disgusting. Eva says, I don't get why trans people are mad. They are normal people. If Cece was still Charles, no one would get mad. I mean, I can't speak for the transgender community, but I think the thing is, it's because they already are treated like they're crazy by some people. So this kind of just adds to the stereotype. And also they feel like the way they portrayed Charles does not fit a transgender person in the aspects like Cece wearing a suit and stuff like that and using her old name, because to them, it's just not an accurate portrayal. Some of them are fine with it, but some of them aren't. And I get where they're coming from. So, all right, Suashini, I'm so sorry. Suasini? I'm sorry. I can't pronounce names. I'm sorry, you guys. As you said in your previous video, I totally also think that because of the spoilers, they changed A in the last minute. I would totally believe if they changed it. Ren would have made so much more sense. I'm literally considering making a video called Why Ren Kingston Should Have Been Charles, because there were so many clues. And apparently Marlene actually said in an interview that Ren never did anything suspicious, which is just totally not true. Okay, Kristen says, BTW, does anyone not remember Jason secretly filmed videos of the girls way back in the day? Yes, the NAT club. I think the writers forgot about that, and we're never going to get closure on that storyline. And I think the writers totally forgot about that, but I haven't. I remember. I have to scroll up again, sorry. All right, Glen Isha. Cece targeted the girls for killing the only person that was there for her and called her beautiful when nobody saw her true beautiful Bethany, knowing that they tried to kill her sister. Motive. Okay, I'm a little lost. Can you explain what you mean by that? Because, yeah, I'm a little lost. I'm sorry. All right, Samuel says, I didn't really get Sarah's motive for joining Cece. Do you think she got hit by the liars or Mona because there were all those clues for one of the liars hitting someone that night? I honestly believe the liars attacked Bethany that night, but I guess not. And I mean, you know what? I'm wondering if Sarah is actually with Bethany, because what makes no sense to me is like she has a connection to Bethany, you know what I mean? Because Black Widow, she left flowers for Bethany's family, saying to the parents of Bethany Young. So if Cece hated Bethany so much, then why would Sarah leave Bethany's family flowers? That really confuses me. I really thought that Charles was in love with Bethany, especially because the cast described it as like tragically romantic and stuff. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. And I have no idea what Sarah's motive possibly could have been, because she had no connection to this prior to that. So Eva says Spencer was really sad when Allison quote unquote died, that she skipped school and cried. The girls really were sad when Allison died. None of them were saying that they were better off without Allison, and they really did love her as a friend, even though, you know, she didn't always treat them well. And so just because Mona makes some comment to Cece and Radley about the girls being better off without Allison, Cece's gonna do all this crap to them? Like, it's such a stupid motive and just really half-assed, if you ask me. I'm sorry, but it's what I think. Blue Ocean Acrobat says, Cece told Em she talked to Melissa because Allie called her about the tapes, but Cece said she didn't, which means Melissa talked to Bethany. So when she buried a girl in a yellow top, she knew it was Bethany. Yes, that makes no sense. Like, first of all, what would Melissa have even talked to Bethany about? And if she had talked to Bethany earlier that night, because, well, Allison didn't admit to talking to Melissa. Cece says she wasn't wearing the yellow top. She was not wearing the yellow top, like we previously thought. So that means Melissa had to have talked to Bethany about something. And then later she buries Bethany. So since Melissa would have known there were two girls in yellow tops, don't you think she would have checked the face of the girl before she buried her, since she knew more than one girl was wearing a yellow top? It doesn't make any sense to me, and it's just really sloppy. So, all right, Stephanie Sullivan. I don't think they knew it was Cece either, especially because in season 3 there's a scene where Cece asked Emily if Jason was single. Oh my god, that's so creepy. As if she was still interested in him. Barf, LOL. Oh my god, yes. I mean, seriously, like, and I mean, why did she have to date Jason? Like, she couldn't have just befriended him like she befriended Allison? Like, she didn't have to go out with him and lead him on. It's really gross. And I just do not think they had this plan, because why would they throw in so much incest? It's disgusting. And I think I'm going to barf in my mouth too. Like, disgusting. All right. Let me scroll down. Okay, Angela said, hated this finale. It was ignorant and disgusting, as you said. Wondering if Sarah is Bethany, as we all thought, and she was using Cece. We saw how crazy she was when she pushed Marion off the roof. Yeah, I feel like I want to say there's a Sarah Bethany connection, but again, could be lazy writing, and that Black Widow leaving Bethany's family flowers is a plot hole, but I don't know. And I mean, Bethany was prone to fits of rage. She was just unpredictable. I mean, she pushed a woman off the roof just for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I don't know. And my mom and I were talking about this. We saw Bethany as a child, but never saw what she looked like when she was older, which is kind of strange. So I don't know if maybe she's someone we've met before, or someone's twin, or I don't know. But I mean, we never saw what she looked like as an adult, so. Eva, Emily cried 3 times for Allison. Yes. Oh my God, Emily cared about Allison more than anyone else did in that group. Yet Cece tried to kill her on multiple occasions. It makes no sense. Okay, Angela, she could easily have intimidated Charles Cece into doing things. Who are we talking about here, Sarah? All right. Daniel, do you honestly think that they refilmed the finale with that shit writing, really shitty effects, and lack of scene with the girls with A? Also the scene where the girls gasp and say, Cece! None of their lips moved. All right, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they refilmed it or not, but I just do not believe this is what they've been working on for 3 years. It doesn't make sense to me. It just does not fit with a bunch of details given on the show. And I was going to say something else. Hold on, let me think. Hold on. I lost it. Yeah. Okay, and also, there were things that they promised us in this finale that did not happen. They said Toby, Caleb, and Ezra were going to be in this finale. We did not see any of them in this finale. Really, when you think about it, we saw the main liars. We saw Mona. We saw Cece, Allison, Sarah, aka Shower Harvey. We saw Barry the cop. I mean, did we really see anyone else? We heard the moms in the basement. We didn't see them. Like, it seems like it was kind of sloppily thrown together. I mean, I'm not saying they definitely refilmed it, but it was definitely very sloppily put together. And I just don't buy this was the plan since season 3. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. All right. Samuel says, I think there could have been other reasons for Cece targeting the girls, like her getting kicked out of college, or even if the girl hit her that night, other than just from what Mona told her. That was a really bad motive just because the girls didn't miss Allison enough to her. And they didn't even talk about, because they say that Allison got Cece kicked out of college, but that was never mentioned in this finale. And I don't understand. Like, didn't they say Allison blamed Cece for pushing the girl down the stairs at the frat party or something? I don't know. Dropped storyline there. I think the writers forgot that ever happened. Eva says Hannah wished Allie was alive and Arya wanted to hug again, so the motive makes no sense. It really doesn't. Daniel, do you honestly think Marlene is messing with us with this finale, or do you think she was 100% truthful? Is Marlene ever 100% truthful? Like, Marlene's a bigger liar than the characters on this show. And I mean, she's saying how this reveal is no lie, her words. But honestly, she said that a bunch of things were true before and they weren't. And this finale was so hastily thrown together and does not make sense. So who knows? Maybe Cece's just straight up lying. Who the hell knows? All right, Suasini. I can't believe Mona didn't tell liars that she hit Bethany till the last episode. Even after almost dying at the dollhouse, she never reveals that. It is a bit surprising. Yeah, I agree with you completely. Okay. Sorry, I just have to keep scrolling down because you guys are telling me so much great stuff. I don't want to miss you guys' comments. Okay, Melissa says, my husband watched the finale with me. Prior to this, he'd only watched the pilot episode and the dollhouse episode with me, which he thought was cool. From the perspective of someone who never watches PLL, he absolutely thought it was a weak episode. And Glenisha adds, it would have been a great motive if Cece was targeting the girls for killing the person there for her most, Bethany, only to find out they were after her sister, Allison. I really thought that Charles and Bethany were friends or in love. And I thought because there were all these hints about the girls doing something that night, Allison says, together you guys know more about that night than you think you do. Well, apparently they didn't do anything that night. They were just drunk in the barn, having been drugged by Allie and sleeping on the floor. So what the hell was that supposed to mean? And, it doesn't make sense to me. And Marlene said the why was so great, but it was weak. It was a terrible motive. Oh, hi from Portugal. Hey, Portugal, what's up? Yeah, we didn't even see Tanner. Nope, we did not. Tanner was not there. There were so little characters in the finale. It's almost like they called up whoever was available and got them to shoot something really quick. I mean, even the special effects were poor. Remember when Cece standing outside the brew? Like, that was a terrible special effect. It was just laughably bad. Okay, Kristen says, so I have this crazy idea. I like crazy ideas. What if there's a reason that there are so many plot holes? As an audience, we are supposed to pick up the plot holes that maybe are meant to mean Cece is lying. I don't know. I actually kind of hope so. Like, it's just such a bad story. I I just don't know why would Cece lie about this? I don't know. I mean, but the story was bad. All right. Okay, it's 4:30, so I think I can be here for another half an hour, but we got to wrap this up at 5. But we got 30 more minutes, so let's keep the comments coming, guys. All right, Inez says, we thought in season 2 finale, Redcoat went to visit Mona and Raleigh, and the Redcoat was actually a red robe. LOL. Oh my god, I know. Blue Ocean Acrobat. This whole series revolved around Allison and the Jenna thing, the NHT Club, and A, but 5 years later, surprise, it was really all about a boy named Charles. The series was supposed to be about Allie. Yeah. I mean, there's all this stuff that I don't think is ever going to get resolution. I can't talk, sorry. Like the NAT Club. Oh my god, the Jenna thing? Like, I'm going to go on a tangent for a second. To me, the Jenna thing makes no sense because Allison claimed they were going to go through in the firework because Toby was peeping in. We know now Toby was not peeping in on them, so why did she do it? Is Allison just like so self-absorbed that she wanted to go blow up the garage because Toby refused to be her boyfriend and Jenna didn't want to be her friend? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. If he wasn't peeping in, why'd she do it? I mean, tangent, but it makes no sense to me. And that happened in season 1, so. Emma says the weird high-tech sci-fi element in the finale made it feel like a different show. The way the girls were watching the reveal on a virtual screen was just strange. It was strange. Blue Ocean Acrobat. I want a spin-off show with the drunk moms, Pepe the dog, and Officer Barry Maple. LOL. Smiley face. The drunk moms were amazing. Like, someone on Tumblr said, let's just do a spin-off where the moms start getting texts from Jay. Like, you know, after Jessica De Laurentiis. Oh my god, I would die. The moms are hilarious. I mean, 5 years later, the mom is still trapped in the basement drinking wine. Eva says, why did Ren make Cece a visitor's badge if she was a patient? Exactly, like, she wouldn't need a visitor's badge to get in if she was a patient. And did Ren and Melissa know the truth about Cece? Because they were trying to help her see Mona. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Inez, I honestly don't think they reshot the episode. We just know more about PLL than the writers. Ha ha ha. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. I mean, even if this was their plan for 3 years, they didn't do a good job because they clearly did not think it fully through. And they wrote themselves into corners, like, lots of times, like, just did things that didn't make sense. And if this was truly their plan for 3 seasons, they just really did not put enough effort in. I'm sorry. I could have done a better job, and you guys could have done a better job. Like, please give PLL to me. I would treat it nicely. Kristen, do you think that the show should have kept Allison dead and the show revolved around who killed her and what happened that night? Let me see. I mean, I don't really like Allison that much, to be honest. It's okay if you guys do, but to me, she's better now, but she was so mean, and I feel like she never gave an official apology to anyone. Like, I would love to hear Allison tell Hannah she's sorry for making her having an eating disorder, or apologize to the girls for threatening to reveal their secrets and, like, you know, holding them against them. Apologize for Toby for sending him to jail for a crime he did. You know, just apologize to everyone she's wronged and show remorse so she can move on and be a better person, but she hasn't, which bothers me. I mean, it's okay if you guys like Allison. That's just my personal opinion. I am not a fan of her. So, I mean, if Allison had stayed dead, I would not be sad about it because I don't really like her that much. And the show all on who killed her and what happened that night. Honestly, it would have been a much simpler show if it was that way. So maybe it would have made a little more sense out these complicated plot holes, like let's throw in Bethany Young and you know, Allison's not really dead and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? All right, Dis fan. Motives of psychotic people are often not realistic, and the recollections of events may be distorted. Yeah, I mean, well, they made it seem like Cece wasn't actually crazy because they were saying that she didn't mean to drown Allison. She just wanted to give Allie a bath. And she didn't push Marion, but Bethany made everyone think she did. So they didn't establish that she has actual mental problems. I mean, I guess she probably is crazy, but they never really established that this is just her not making sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made it seem like there's nothing wrong with Cece psychologically. Banshee L says, I love you so much. Oh, I love you too. Also, no motive for Sarah Harvey helping Cece. Yes, I agree. Like, I don't know why. How did Cece and Sarah even meet? Honestly, did she just leave her entire life behind to go help a stranger? It doesn't make any sense. Melissa says, the positive thing that came out of PLL is we have had opportunity to connect with wonderful PLL theorists like you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks for posting vids and keeping us entertained. Oh, you're welcome. That's so nice. Inez says, I wrote a theory about Cece being A and I sent to Marlene in April, and the theory makes a lot more sense and has some things in common with Marlene's idea. It's not Cece being A that bothers me. Like, Cece being A is fine. I mean, yeah, I wanted it to be Ren, but I really didn't care as long as the person made sense, and this didn't make sense the way they told it. So it's not Cece being A. It's the story and how there's all these plot holes in it and the timeline inconsistencies. That's what bothers me, not Cece. Banshee L, do you still hope for Maya to come back? Do you like that idea? I mean, I was never a huge fan of Maya. I don't even know why. Just for some reason, I wasn't crazy about her. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the drug use and stuff. I don't know. But, well, again, I like Spencer, and Spencer took a lot of pills. But I don't know. I can't even put my finger on why I didn't like Maya. I have no idea why I didn't like her. So, I mean, I would be surprised, though, if Maya came back alive. I would be shocked, so that would be a good thing. I worry the writers wouldn't do it in a way that makes sense. I don't have faith in them. All right, Faye K. Hamo. A bit off topic, but why would Mona terrorize all the girls as A in the beginning of the show when the girls never did anything to hurt her? It was mainly Allie. Did I miss something? No, Mona's motive makes no sense either. She basically says that she did it because the girls stole Hannah from her, but like, when A started, the girls weren't really friends. Hannah only became best friends with them again after A started, so Mona pushed Hannah away. So really, it's just lazy writing all around. Yeah, Daniel, Mona thought the girls were going to take Hannah away from her, yes. He also says, do you think this finale tainted the whole show now? Like, can you watch back without thinking of the plot holes? No. I feel like if I went back and rewatched the show again, all I would think about is how Cece being A doesn't make sense. Like, if I watch the show again, I'm going to watch it and think, see, that doesn't make sense because now we know this. So, I mean, I still like the show. Like, it had great moments, but this doesn't make sense to me. And how am I supposed to rewatch the show now without thinking about the lazy writing they did? You know what I'm saying? Emma says, lots of people are saying it's only Ren theorists who are complaining about the finale, but I would have accepted anyone a day if the story made sense. Yeah. I mean, I really did think it was Ren because once they introduced this Charles twist, really Ren was the only one who really fit and was available to have been in Radley all this time because we knew so little about his past and he has all this sketchy behavior. But like, if it had been most people, I would have been okay with it as long as it made sense. Like, it's not like I would have been unhappy if it was anyone but Ren. It's just the thing is, the way they didn't make sense. So that's what made me upset. Whereas if it was Ren, it would have made more sense. Samuel, the Jenna thing was such a big storyline. In the books, it was one of Mona's motives. Maybe they originally planned to do the series closer to the books with Allie and Courtney. Well, they did plan to do it more like the books originally, and then they kind of branched out and did their own thing. But there was no really resolution to the Jenna thing storyline, which bothers me, you know. It was a huge part for a long time, and now, in retrospect, I'm very confused about exactly what Allison's motives were. So I would like some explanation there, but I'm not expecting it, to be honest. I think there's a bunch of old storylines they will never address. Like Beach Hottie, for instance, I would love to know who Beach Hottie was. I do not think they are ever going to tell us. Blue Ocean Acrobat says, Wilden and Melissa on a boat with Cece and Allie and Kate May. That means Melissa knew Cece before she cast his shoulder on picture day. Melissa should have spoken up when she saw a stranger in yearbook. I mean, look, I'm on my school's yearbook. If there was someone who did not go to school there in the yearbook, we would know. We actually have to do indexing. So literally we go through every page and make sure that every person's name is put in the index. So if someone who didn't go to the school was in the yearbook, there's no way no one would notice, especially because it said that Cece was prom queen in drama club and debate club. Like, don't you think someone noticed and said, hey, that girl doesn't go here. She wasn't our prom queen. to make a Mean Girls reference. She doesn't even go here. Like, I just, it's dumb. I mean, I'm glad they tried to acknowledge it a little bit, but it still doesn't really make sense. I mean, and she supposedly, like, they made it seem like Cece, Melissa, Jason, they were all going to school together, and Ian and Garrett. And, you know, Cece had this prior relationship with Eric Kahn. Doesn't make sense. All right, Kristen asks, who are my favorite character and least favorite characters? Okay, well, I love Spencer the most. She's my favorite. I love Toby. I am so overprotective of Toby. Toby is, as they say, a precious cinnamon roll, too good for this world, too pure. And I love Spoby so much. OTP, like, I'm literally only watching the show for Spoby now, and it's making me nervous because I don't seem to have a lot of scenes. I also love Emily, Hannah, Mona, Caleb. Arya and Ezra, I'm kind of neutral about. As for least favorite, I don't like Allison, and I just do not like Jenna because, to be frank, she raped Toby. That's what she did. She made him have sex with her without his consent, and that's rape. And to me, when you rape someone, you don't get a second chance. So I do not feel bad for Jenna at all, and I don't like the show's trying to make us feel bad for her at times because, to me, what she did was inexcusable, and I can never forgive her. All right, I have to scroll up again. Sorry. Sorry if I missed your comment. If I don't reply to you, just type it again. I probably didn't see it. Okay, Melissa says, what is your advice on this matter? I got my friend to start watching PLL to get caught up to me, but this was before I watched the finale on Tuesday. I feel guilty that she's so into it now, but she doesn't know what is coming because I can't give away anything to her. Just tell her that the reveal was not very satisfying and give her the option, you know, don't tell her what happened, but tell her it wasn't great. So she needs to make the decision for herself if she wants to keep watching or not. I feel like once you get to a certain point with PLL, you know, you're just in too deep. You got to keep watching and, you know. Okay. Faye K. Hamo. Only in recent episodes has A been portrayed as a female, but previously it was always a male physical figure. And in the dollhouse behind the mask of Charles was clearly a male. Yes, I totally agree. Like, it did not look like Cece at all. And Spencer said that she felt a familiarity. You're telling me she felt that with Cece? Yeah, Mr. D meets Cece and doesn't recognize her at all, but Spencer stands next to her and she feels familiar with her. And, I mean, Spencer and Cece weren't that close. So it doesn't make sense. And it looked like a guy. It was dressed like a guy, built like a man. Marlene said after the dollhouse that A was a man, and it's dumb. Disfan, have you seen the YouTube video by G_XOXO titled PLL CC is Charles Theory from about 4 months ago? It's a must-see. I think I watched the video when it came out. I don't remember it now, to be honest. I don't remember. I think I did watch it, though, because I'm subscribed to her. Okay, let me scroll down again. I'm sorry. Try not to miss any of your comments. Eva says, Mona's motive makes more sense than Cece. She went after them because they let Allie bully her and laugh at the insult. Yeah, that's not what she said, but I mean, that would make sense as a motive. She said it was because I took Hannah from her, which makes no sense, but I would get it if I get Mona because they were bystanders. I can't talk. Sorry. Daniel says, if you could change one thing about PLL besides shitty writing, what would it be? Personally, I want less episodes per season, around 13 an hour, a 2-hour finale. Besides the crappy writing, can I say better Spoby storylines? Because 5B was a hot mess, and it really bothers me that Keegan Allen's not a main cast member. Like, I think so far in 6B, he's only in, like, a couple episodes, and that makes me sad because I'm literally only watching the show for Spoby anymore, honestly. So, yeah, I would want better stuff for my OTP, if that counts, if I'm allowed to say that. That would be what I would change. Okay, Samuel says, looking back, I can see some hints of Cece being A, like in season 3 when she made Spencer think that Paige was A and her spying on Ezra, but her being one of the Redcoats seemed to address some of them. Yes. There were things about Cece that I thought was weird and made her look like she could be Redcoat. Like, when she first meets the girls, she knows about Hannah's shoplifting, even though Hannah only started shoplifting after Allison went missing. So I wanted to know how she knew that. That tipped me off right away. She does seem to point the accusatory finger, like with Paige and Melissa. Like she's trying to deflect suspicion from herself. And she was spying on Ezra. Like she was literally there in the black hoodie. But yeah, her being Redcoat would have made so much more sense. I think if I'd had my way, it would have been Ren as Charles with the help of Cece, Melissa, and then, I mean, I knew Sarah was sketchy, so I would have been okay if Sarah was like one or the other. But her being both is kind of ridiculous to me because she's barely been in the show at all. And I just found out that, like, back in season 4, Marlene was asking people to guess who Black Widow was, and I was kind of, and that just, like, bothers me. Like, how should they have known? You didn't even introduce Black Widow yet, so that's kind of dumb to me. Banshee L, what do you think of Mona as a character and of Janelle as an actress? Oh, good question. I really do love Mona. Sometimes I feel bad for loving her because she does all this bad stuff, but I can't help it. For some reason, I just really love Mona. And I feel like Janelle does a really good job, especially when she's playing. Well, think about it. Mona has so many different sides to her. Nice Mona, dorky Mona, mean Mona, A Mona, crazy Mona, you know, all these different sides. And Janelle plays all of them really well. So I think Janelle does a good job playing Mona. And I think seems like a tough but also really fun character to play. She does a great job. And I watched her on Dancing with the Stars, and she is adorable. Love Janelle Parrish. Samuel says it could have saw some of the plot holes if the Mrs. D got CC a place in Rosewood High before college, but she dated the prom king. She could have become prom queen. Yes. It doesn't make sense when you throw in she didn't go to Rosewood High. Like, maybe I think it would have made more sense if CC left Radley at 16, got her sex change, and didn't come back to Radley, and just went right into Rosewood High as, quote, CC Drake. And that would have made more sense to me because it was established that CC was their classmate, yet that's not the case. So it was confusing. Marlene's a compulsive liar. I agree, Inez. Melissa's signing off. All right, thanks. Thanks for joining us, Melissa. And she says, we're all sub because we think you're awesome. Oh, that's so nice. Thanks. Bye, Melissa. All right, we only have 12 minutes left, so let's try to wrap this up because then I have to get back. All right, Blue Ocean Acrobat also signing off. All right, thank you. Great having you here. Let me also, what else do I want to talk about in this? Do you guys want to talk about the time jump? Oh, I'll answer Inez's question first. Who are the best PLL actors in your opinion? Well, like I said, I think it's great that Janelle's able to do all these different sides to Mona. That's great. I love Troian Belisario. She's just really awesome. And I loved the Spencer and Bradley storyline because I feel like she really got to show off her acting skills with that one. I really wish that Spencer had been on the A team for longer. I actually heard Troian say in an interview that originally the plan was for season 3 to end with Spencer and Toby on the A team and us believing they were really evil, and the network said no because they thought people would hate Spencer. But oh my God, I wish they had done that. That would have been the most badass thing ever. I would have loved A team Spencer and Toby, like in their black hoodies, you know, doing plans and just kicking ass. Oh my God, that would have been amazing. Someone go write me a fanfic right now. Like, seriously. Eva says, whatever happened to that movie Jason made? They don't mention the NET Club videos anymore, honestly. Like, they forgot about that. Banshee L, okay, I really love you so much. I need to tell you this. Your reactions are so funny, and you always tell what you really think. I love you so, so, so much. Don't stop making videos. That is so nice. Thank you. Oh my God, whenever someone comes on and just pays me a compliment, I swear, it makes my day. It's just the best thing ever. Don't ever stop, guys. You guys you make me feel so appreciated and so good about myself. It's great. I really appreciate all of you. You're all so nice. Fake Hammer, what was the end of the episode finale? Like, who is the he that's coming for them after the 5-year time jump? I have no idea who it is. Marlene says that it's not CC / Charlotte / Charles, whatever you want to call her. It's someone different. And I kind of hate myself But the bit of the time jump we got actually really intrigued me. I'm just gonna go in with low expectations though, because I mean this review is full of plot holes, so whoever this he is may not make complete sense, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but I am tentatively looking forward to it. I'm just trying not to expect too much. Emma says Sarah Harvey looks like she is an important character in the time jump, but will viewers care enough? Oh my God. Let me tell you, one of my favorite parts was Emily slapping Sarah's face. That was amazing. I was like, yes, Emily, yes, yes, yes. And I never trusted Sarah, and I don't like her. I just don't think she's likable. And I don't really want her to be back, but she will be. Hopefully Emily does not get back together with her ever, because I would hate that. I would rather her be with literally anyone else. Suashini says, love your videos. Aw, thank you. So nice. All right, Caleb Lohman, if you could pick 2 characters to interact more, who would you pick? For instance, more Arya and Allison scenes. Good question. I would love for the girls to interact more with each other's boyfriends. You know, like Arya has never had a scene alone with Toby. Like, they never talk, or, you know, things like that. Like, let's just throw Ezra and Hannah together and see what the 2 of them would do if they were alone together. Or, you know, let's do a Emily and Caleb scene, or et cetera, like that. Just see them interact more with the significant others. I'm really excited that we saw from the promo, there's going to be a Toby and Emily scene after the time jump. I love their friendship, and it kind of just got neglected for a long time. So I say bring back their friendship, yes. I would just love to see the girls interact more with the significant others. Eva, I think he is Allison's husband, possibly. She wrote Mrs. Rollins on the board, so that means her husband is someone we have not seen before. Marlene said he's a doctor. It would be kind of twisted if Allison married a Radley doctor, don't you think? Kristen, do you think we have to deal with an Uber A, or are we done with all the A's? Look, this is PLL. There has to be some big villain. So whether that's A-related or not, there has to be an enemy. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be an A, but it would not be PLL if there wasn't some enemy out there the girls are going to have to deal with. Like, it just would feel like a different show. Inez, do you know any Portuguese? The name of the show in Portugal is Pequenas Mentirosas. It's so strange to hear that even for Portuguese fans, hee hee. I don't know Portuguese. I know a little bit of Spanish. I think that's the same way it's said in Spanish, Pequenas Mentirosas. Yes, it is, isn't it? So I don't know Portuguese. I know a little Spanish and English, obviously. That's it. Suashini, do you think Hannah is pregnant after the time jump? Some people are saying they thought she looked pregnant. Like, no offense to Ashley, because she's gorgeous, but I mean, I guess I could see it. I'm not really sure if she's pregnant or not. I do think she's engaged to Caleb. I mean, we saw that she is showing off a ring in that promo, and Marlene's trying to be all like, oh, well, it may not be to Caleb, but I mean, Tyler and Ashley have been filming together a lot. You can tell by looking at their social media, so I definitely think she's engaged to Caleb. Maybe she's pregnant, who knows? That would be cool. Halo babies, yes. All right, guys, we have 6 minutes, so let's try questions. Here's what I want to know. Instead of complaining, why didn't you guys all tell me something you enjoyed about the mid-season finale? Something about it that you liked. All right, let me think. Like I said, I enjoyed Emily slapping Sarah. That was awesome. I liked that part. I also really loved Spencer's reaction to finding out the truth about Toby's mother. How she was just so sad for Toby and so angry at Bethany. I loved that. I actually wrote some fanfic yesterday, Spencer telling Toby about what happened to his mother. I just had to get the feels out. All right, Samuel, what do you think happened to Cece and Sarah after the police arrived? They were saying that Sarah only got out of the hospital, so maybe she got injured. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened to Sarah, but Marlene said that Cece was checked in for psychiatric help, and Allison and Jason are going to help her through this because she's their sister and they wanted to see her get better. Jason's a better person than I am, because if I was in his shoes, I would want nothing to do with Cece after this, probably. But apparently Jason and Allison are going to help Cece through her treatment, and apparently she's going to be around after the time jump, and she's going to be much better, according to Marlene. So we'll see how that goes. Angela, no, Marlene, the sneak peek was just a dream. I also love watching your videos. Thank you. I love how honest you are, and I usually agree with you 100%. Thank you. All right, Faye, from the small preview of the 5-year time jump, the girls look like they are in their 30s. I think they might have slightly exaggerated the time jump. I mean, Troyan's going to be 30 this year, so, you know, I mean, she looks great. I think they all look great after the time jump. They do look much older than they did before, much more mature with their new styles. All right, Eva says Hannah is drinking, so she's not pregnant. Right, they are getting drinks, so. Stephanie said, I like when the girls all said goodbye to each other. It was a sweet moment. Yes, it was. Oh my God, Spencer calling Hannah Banana was adorable. Eva liked Mona's dress. Oh yeah, the dresses were good. I loved Allison's dress she wore to prom. That was so pretty. I really liked it. Kristen enjoyed the "but did you die?" LOL. Oh my God, that was as terrible as it was for Cece to say that. It was kind of funny the way she delivered it. Banshee L, I enjoyed Emily slapping Sarah. You just said it. I loved Mona in this finale. Also the ending where Spencer says Hannah Banana. I was crying so hard. I love how Mona had a spiked heel. Only Mona would do such a thing. That was great. Inez says Marlene confirmed that Hannah is engaged and that there will be a wedding in 6B, not necessarily Hannah. Okay, well, if the wedding is not Hannah, I wonder who it would be. Maybe, well, Ashley's engaged to Pastor Ted, but I don't know about that. I mean, so wedding predictions, guys. And Marlene said engagement rings, as in plural, but I don't know if she was counting Allison being married when she said engagement rings. So I don't know if she means just Hannah and Allison or if someone else is engaged too. From what I saw, the rest of the girls seem to not have engagement rings on. And yes, I did zoom in on Spencer's left hand, cause Bobby, yeah. Once Upon a Raid liked the Emerson moment at the end. Emma liked the interaction with Charles and Bethany on the roof, even if they were the wrong ages. And Inez says, I love the moment where Spencer turned off the bomb. Always so smart in the scene before the time jump. Oh my God, yes. Spencer is just so awesome. Ugh. I have no idea how she learned to defuse a bomb, but I mean, she's Spencer. She has her ways. God, I love her so much. All right, guys, so we have 3 minutes left before I gotta go. Let me think of anything else I really want to say. So, all right, Samuel says, I enjoyed Cece being revealed as A, then going to college and having flashbacks showing the story. Yeah, I am excited for the time jump, tentatively. I want to see where all the girls end up. I really hope that a lot of the ships are together. I'm not sure if Spobie's going to be together or not right now. I think Hannah and Caleb are definitely together. Arya and Ezra, I think they said are both going to be in other relationships, but, I mean, there was a scene in the promo that looked like they were in a hotel late at night, so inevitably they're going to start pining for each other again. And Allison's obviously married to someone else. I have no idea if Emily will be in a new relationship or not. Who knows? I'm not sure if Emerson's going to end up being Endgame or not. I have no idea. I mean, I don't really ship Emerson because I'm not an Allison fan. I just really want Emily to have happiness, personally. Just not with Sarah Harvey. Suashini says, thank you so much for the live stream. Okay, thank you guys so much for all being here with me. It was so much fun. And I guess with that, I'm going to sign off. It is 5 o'clock now. So thank you guys all so much for being here with me. It was awesome, and I enjoyed talking to you so much, even though I couldn't get the thing to take footage of me. But whatever, it was so much fun. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you guys so much. And that's all she wrote, folks.